I've taken you to the first tower. We've walked across the suspension bridge, descended to the bottom of the gorge floor, climbed over 1,000 stairs, and now all that's left to wonder is, how much further do I have to walk just so I can make it home? If you'd like to keep being entertained by Adventure, Explore, Discover, then do what you gotta do so you don't miss out. Hit the subscribe button and be sure to click the bell icon so that way you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you enjoy this kind of thing, be sure to stick around till the end when I give you a special preview of next week's History of Tallulah Gorge. Tallulah Gorge is home to some pretty impressive history, and as we venture into this amazing place, we'll see 2 towers that were used by a circus performer. We'll cross the suspension bridge just to get to the gorge floor, where I'll share something that's very, very personal to me. And once we finish, we'll ascend nearly 800 stairs, totaling an astounding 1,099 steps. And as we find the second tower, I'll share a little bit about Cherokee religion and folklore. And finally, on our way out, we'll stop by the dam that once gave life to one of the biggest cities in the U.S. So this tower here we're walking up to is actually one of the 2 towers Karl Wallenda used to skywalk across the gorge. He walked about 1,000 feet, 750 feet in the air, with nothing to save him if he fell. And to top it all off, the man did 2 headstands on his way there. As we finish taking in the natural beauty of Tallulah, we make our way back to the trail and on our way to descend down several flights of stairs. We're on our way to cross the suspension bridge, and it would also bring with it another few hundred stairs. Even though all this time we've been walking down, I was beginning to feel the toll of dining with a clown and a king for the last few years. And the fact that I only have 1 bottle of water for the next leg of this trip, it makes things a bit unsettling. But I know what's coming next, and I'm more excited to revisit the gorge floor than anything. Oh boy, that's a lot of stairs. And we're not even halfway done. So unfortunately I had to remove the audio from this next part because it was just so unusable, but what I'm actually saying is, you know, this is actually where I asked my wife to marry me. Even without the video, I still remember this really clearly. We had come here at the end of our vacation in Helen, and I had pulled out the ring and wanted to make sure it looked good, and when I opened it up, I actually popped out of the box and onto the deck where we were standing. She had seen it, but she didn't really acknowledge what it was, and I still wanted to ask. And now 3 years later, she and I are married. But that's a different story for a different time. Right now, we just have to focus on actually making it out of the gorge. After making it up about 200 stairs, my legs were shaking. I was reminded with every step that going up and down a total of 1,099 stairs is not something I should have taken so lightly. About 500 stairs. By the time I had made it to the top, I was wondering if I should even bother walking towards the second tower. Maybe I should just cut my losses and head home. But I know what the view holds, and knowing what had happened here actually makes it all worthwhile. This guy's pretty amazing. Now up here, it's actually used to be called Cherokee Nation, because this is where the Cherokees called home. Parts of North Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, and this is their land. This is where they used to live. Now that was until what a lot of people know as the Trail of Tears. Well, originally to them it was called the Treaty of New Dakota. And what they did was they told the Cherokee people they had to get out of their home. They had to leave their home and move to this new place. So they told them to move all the way to Oklahoma, and a few of them listened. A few of them actually did go. But the majority of them stayed. And after 7-8 years, they were forced to walk all the way from Cherokee Nation to Oklahoma. And you may think that this is one of the places that they used to live in, but actually, because of their belief, they believe that the earth was suspended on 4 rawhide cords in all of the cardinal directions, and these 4 rawhide cords would eventually drop. Now, as it dropped, it would fall into this large body of water. You know, they believed it was the ocean, or some sort of form of the ocean. And as it dropped, all of life in their world would just end. At this point, my brain wasn't able to remember all the things I had to say, and I realized it was time to go before something irreversible happened. But the reason that most Cherokee people did not care to live in or near the gorge is because it was a constant reminder of the afterlife. A constant reminder that all things come to an end. Now, the folklore of the Cherokee people that once called this place home will take center stage in a couple of weeks. I actually consider folklore just as much history as what you learn in school. We're making our way out right now. We're both pretty tired, but there's something that needs to be said. Right here at this platform, stay on the trail. When you see this platform, just stay on the trail. People make bad decisions, lead to bad things. After about 4 hours of walking, climbing up and down stairs, we made it to the last site. This is Tallulah Dam. This dam here used to send electricity to Atlanta. Over 100 years ago, it sent power over 100 miles away to the city of Atlanta to power its streetcars. Now don't forget, we do have a special preview of next week's history of Tallulah Gorge, but before that, I do have one more tip to give anyone that decides to come to this amazing place. This is actually part of the trail and how to get back. Be mindful of the cars.
That's a whole lot of chickens.
Could you picture your grandfather doing this?